I'm Sensei Jim. I am the owner and instructor at New England Kudo.
New England Kudo is based in New Haven, Connecticut, but basically as the regional, the only branch chief operating in this kind of northeast region, part of my role is to help the sport get set up. So we're working on getting other branches and clubs set up. So we've got a club running in Attleboro, Massachusetts. I was just working with those guys this weekend, and I'm working on getting a club set up in New York at the moment. I started Kudo in Australia. The scene was a little bit more established in Australia, and when I got to the US, I found that there was no one doing it here. So I got in touch with the guys. I started working with them, and found myself a home there. Earned my black belt within their organization. Think of it as a mixed martial art based on the Japanese Budo arts. So Budo kind of, it goes back to the Japanese warrior tradition. When we're talking about Budo, we're talking about traditional Japanese martial arts. So in Kudo, a lot of what we do harks back to samurai combat. So in Kudo competitions, it is one-on-one, essentially trying to emulate a fight to the death in how we do our scoring. So if you deal significant damage, where you could, exploit that opportunity to then, potentially run a knife through your opponent, you're going to get a point. Or if your opponent, can't fight, you're going to finish that round. I'd say the Budo philosophy, it has a lot to do with respect. It is a cyclical learning journey. So you are expected to give back to your community as you learn. As you become a more experienced student, you're expected to take on teaching roles and take on senior roles in the dojo. And so all of that is what actually underpins the pajamas that we wear, the bowing, the using, that kind of stuff. I was drawn to Kudo because I wanted more of that kind of traditional, I don't know, kind of the piece that comes with it. What I guess the piece of Budo that I didn't mention earlier is this constant pursuit of self-betterment, of kind of advancing and enriching your own techniques, enriching your sense of identity. And so I guess in that sense, it's everything to me. It underpins everything I do. When they see the uniform, it reminds them of like the same kids' karate that they might have like suffered through. It is a bit of a challenge to break that image with people. And then sometimes people come in and they're like, oh, wow, it's tougher than I thought it would be. I think you really, that's one of the reasons why people are attracted to it, to broaden their existing training. So a lot of students come, with a few years under their belt already and other stuff. But the guys who come totally new, they also slot in really well. We teach with more of a focus on immersion rather than like back to fundamentals. And honestly, I found that to be a really effective way of just picking things up quickly. Always, I think one of the challenges is focusing on your kind of self-efficacy and your confidence to actually be a fighter. And to do that, you start at a lower intensity and you gradually build up the intensity at a point where people are not flinching or hiding away. So it's got to be a really safe and, for lack of a better word, nurturing environment for people who are new to fighting. And I think that's something that we do really well. So when I'm running our classes here, I've got a real focus on problem solving, right? So there's, in Budo martial arts, a lot of people will be familiar with like just drilling technique. That was kind of what we were, what my generation of martial artists was raised on, just like technique after technique. And I think we've kind of come a long way in learning how to do martial arts since then, and learning how to fight and use our bodies and kind of learn. The science of learning's come a long way. So when I run our classes, we've got a real focus on problem solving, and basically learning how to apply skills and learning how to integrate your skills and attributes into solving problems. Now, a problem might be as simple as punch the guy in the face, or it might be as complex as, escape from this really tricky situation. So I think one of the focuses in what we do is to train intelligently. Obviously, we've got these helmets that will, you're not going to look any prettier stepping out of our gym, but you're certainly not going to look uglier. You're not going to get, facial damage wearing the helmets. But we have to look out for concussions as well. So, we have to try and really intelligently minimize the amount of head impact. And so we have a big emphasis on sustainability. So we've got problem solving, sustainability, then, making sure everything is transferable. So everything can be applied in a real combat settings.